Hey residents of Peopletown, today we are continuing on with our top 50 board games, and we are looking at part 4, which is 20 through 11 today. Wow, we are getting through this.
We're rolling, man.
Yes, we are. Just a few things before we get started. One, if you are interested in doing a list yourself, I really encourage you to go on over to Pub Meeple, which has the ranking engine on there.
Super helpful.
Yeah, so helpful. It's helped us a lot in making our video, and also, as we say in every video, this is for fun.
We love having fun.
John's afraid you're going to hurt his feelings if you.
I'm a tender fella. I'm a tender fella. Oh, not really. I just love having fun.
Yep.
And on the interwebs, it's not always so much fun.
That's very true. You guys have been a lot of fun, though.
Yep, it's been great.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into number 20.
All right. Do you want to go first, or am I going first?
How about you?
All right, let's roll on into number 20.
Please.
Roll for the Galaxy, baby.
Help.
I love Roll for the Galaxy. It is a good game. Now, Roll for the Galaxy is pretty awesome. You're rolling dice. You're moving your dice into different actions that you can take, but you're behind a screen so no one else can see them. You're getting tiles and you're placing them into your tableau. It's kind of like Race for the Galaxy. I mean, there is some similarities, but it definitely feels a whole lot different. If you have played Race for the Galaxy but not Roll, I think they play a lot different. In fact, you don't like Race very much, but you really like Roll.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
I love Roll. We'll see. But yeah, Race is definitely not. I don't even know if Race is in my top 100. It just doesn't connect with me.
I just say that because there are people I think that have played Race that have maybe been hesitant to play Roll,
right.
But it plays a whole lot different. I like both of them, but I do like Roll better. Obviously, this is on my list, and I guess Race isn't, and you'll find that out. But anyways, I think it's a fantastic game. Thomas Lehman rocked it. Love Roll for the Galaxy.
Totally agree. It's a fun game. Another fun game is my number 20, which is Survive Escape from Atlantis.
Number 20!
Yes.
Wow.
I really love this game. And I play this one quite a bit, actually. I introduced this one to a lot of new gamers, a lot of people who haven't played it, a lot of games, because it's pretty simple to teach. And it's just really fun. But you start off and you have your little meeples in the center of the island, and Atlantis is... It's dissipating, and so you have to get your people from the island onto the boats potentially, and get the boats to other islands so that you don't get destroyed with Atlantis. Or you can swim across, or you can ride a dolphin across. There's lots of different ways, but there's also lots of ways that you can die, like by the sea monster and the sharks.
There are.
And it's just a fun game. I really enjoy it.
I like Survive. Like, it's definitely not like my top 50 because it's more. But it's still a fun game that I do like to bring out with new folks, unless they get their feelings hurt easily.
Yeah.
Definitely played this game with folks who do get their feelings hurt easily, and it did not go very well. But if they don't mind a little take that, it's fun.
Yep. Yeah, totally agree with that.
Good times. All right, so my number 19 is ranked number 37 overall. Let me see what Roll was ranked, by the way. 68 overall on BGG. This is number 37 overall. It's a Simone, Luciani, Daniele Tascini game that is a blast, and that is Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar. Love this game. Really love the mechanic of it's a worker placement game, but you're placing them around these gears. If you've never played, you've got this main humongous gear in the middle, and you're turning it, and you can either put your workers on the gears or take them off on your turn. So it's just, you have these decisions that you're making. It's like, okay, should I put some more workers on? Should I take them off because the gear is going to turn? And it's possible the gear could turn a couple notches depending on how it's played out. So you really got to get your workers off at the exact right time to get the resources or whatever you're trying to get. So much fun. I love Tzolk'in. You haven't played it.
Yeah, I have nothing
and
to
you need to play it.
Yeah, I think I might really like this one.
Yeah, I really do. It's cool.
Yeah. It gets all the buzz. People really like this game.
It's a fun one.
All right, another fun one is my number 19. This is one that you've talked about as the pure deck builder, as you mentioned it before, and that is Dominion. And I won't say a ton more about this than what we've already said, but you're building up your deck, purchasing cards from the general pile, putting them in your hand, and as you do that, you're trying to get victory points, and whoever has the most at the end of the game wins. And the thing that I really enjoy, I like just the base set. I think it's fine. I have not all the sets, but I've got quite a few of the sets.
And a fancy box.
And a fancy box. I got this wooden box that I stained up real nice, and it's, because I love this game a lot. But I love that you can mix up these sets, and you can just do that, right? You can just randomize these 10 different sets, put them together, and some of them work better together than others, and in fact, some will take a decent amount of time if you don't have the right, kind of combos set up on the table. But if you do, it's a really, really fun game.
Yep, it's on my list because I enjoy it as well. It's a good game.
No, it's a great game.
It is a great game. I would agree with that statement.
Yes.
Now, what the next game I'm going to say is number 18 on my list is a great game, but I don't know if you're great at pronouncing the name of the game.
All right.
See, the people on YouTube probably don't know how you butchered this. For some reason, you cannot get this name on our podcast right at all. Brought me to tears. Literally to tears one episode.
Not just one episode, a couple episodes,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
It's been a special moment for me. That is
Forum Trajanum.
See, I teed you up. You nailed it. Forum Trajanum by Stefan Feld. This came out last year. I enjoyed Carpe Diem, but I thought this was the vastly superior game. I really wish that this would have been up for the Kinderspiel. But, whatever. And Forum Trajanum, you are Felding it. You're point salading it. You're putting... you got your tile board in the middle that have your own like empire or whatever that you're building up. You're taking things off, you're putting different things on that triggers this action, that triggers that action, that just a Stefan Feld game. But I think it's smooth as butter. I think it's really fun. I think that he gives you that classic Feld, like, okay, I choose between this and this piece. Okay, now I choose where to put that piece. Okay, now I'm going to take an envoy and put them over there, and now I choose. So it's not, you don't feel overwhelmed. But again, you have a lot of those like little decisions. Love it. Fantastic. I think you like it too.
Yeah, I love it. It was
on your list,
in my top 50 for sure. It was. I really like Carpe Diem too. There's not too many Feld games that I don't like, honestly.
Yeah.
Some that
There's
I
couple
love.
that are not great for me, but right. I agree with that. But also, like, and I think I mentioned this in the podcast, like, this is one that my wife loves. So I'm not going to lie. It just goes up the list whenever she loves it, and I get to play it a lot. So.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've got games on here that play better with that my wife and I enjoy playing, so it moves it up on the list for sure.
And no qualms about that. Making happy wife, happy life. That's it.
All right, so you will have potentially qualms with my number. What are we at? Number 18. Number 18. Yep, and that is Cryptid.
Oh my goodness. I'm just kidding. You think that I don't like Cryptid a lot.
I do.
It's fine.
It's not fine. It's great. So Cryptid is a deduction game where you're trying to find cryptid. You're trying to find these mythological creatures somewhere in the northwestern United States. But that part is kind of, it is abstracted, like what you're trying to find. But you are given a location of where you're given a hint of where the cryptid is, and everybody else is given a hint, and you have to match all of those up. And once you figure out what everyone's clue is for where that cryptid is, then you'll know the exact spot on the board where the habitat for the cryptid is.
And then you cheer because everyone won.
No, you don't, because this is not a cooperative game. Although the first time I played it, I thought it was, and once we found it, I celebrated, and they all made fun of me.
I would have paid money
moment.
to be in there for the moment when someone else wins a game, and you're like, yeah, we won!
Totally my fault. But I really enjoy Cryptid. It's a pretty, you mentioned your last game is being, Forum Trajanum is being a smooth as butter game. That's Cryptid. It's very much a pure deduction game, and I enjoy that. I enjoy deduction games anyway, I think, but this one just shines. It just does. I love it.
7.6 on Board Game Geek. That's a pretty solid score.
It is.
It was ranked 386 overall. Forum Trajanum is really doing great at 1,117 overall on Board Game Geek.
What does the general public know?
What do they know? They know. Because my number 17 is what we all know we're on. Yeah, we are. My number 17 is ranked 23 overall. And that is an Uwe Rosenberg game. that I hope we get to go play the 2-player version after we're done with this recording this video, and that is Caverna the Cave Farmers. I had Agricola already on my list. I actually wrestle between whether I like Agricola or Caverna better. Caverna's a little bit more forgiving. There's also a whole ton more buildings to choose from, which is good, but some people think that it's a little bit more like overwhelming. They like a game with, I guess, a few less choices. Agricola's a little bit tighter. But Caverna, you're taking your worker, you're placing them on a spot, you're getting resources for that spot, you're wishing for children. What I like about Caverna is you have your like cave and you're going and you're digging up your cave and building up your cave. I think you would like Caverna.
No, it's just the description. You're wishing for children, like it was just...
That's what you're wishing for. That's on this one too, right? They have it on that and Agricola. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or you're wishing for dwarves? Dwarven children? It's
I'm not sure. I've never played Caverna. So
I think it's a really fun game, and that's why it's number 17 on my list, pretty high.
Yeah, I think I would. I like Agricola. I think I would probably like Caverna better.
I think you would for sure.
Based on things that I've seen, but I just haven't played it yet.
And I think you're a theme guy, so like dwarves and caves is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean Agricola has a good theme too, but this is a stronger, cooler theme, I think.
And you kind of look dwarven sometimes.
I do.
I think it's the goatee. Yeah.
Yes. No, dwarves.
Did we both look off camera at the picture right there?
Dwarves do not have goatees. I don't think they would take offense to that. I'm pretty sure.
They have man beards.
Dwarf beards. All right, my number 17. Speaking of dwarf beards, is Roll for the Galaxy.
That's right.
It's
there's a lot of that in that.
John's already talked about. I got to play Roll for the Galaxy recently, within the last week. And it just solidified how much I really enjoy this game. Yeah. And the funny thing is, we were looking for a game. We had about, I think, 45 minutes to play. And we said, what's a game that we can play that we know? And we're just looking on the shelf, and Roll for the Galaxy popped out. And setup and all of that, we both knew the game. We played the game in about 30 minutes. With setup, it was probably about 40 minutes, I guess, total, with everything from the shelf back onto the shelf, and that's fantastic. I really, really enjoy that. Not a lot of games on my list are that quick with that much depth in it, I think.
That's why I feel like this is smooth a game as well, because there's not a lot of downtime between turns. There's not a lot of reset this and reset that. That's right. It's just basically chuck your dice and go for it. And you're making the turns simultaneously, doing a lot of things, and that's why it was, 20 on my list. I really like it. It's one of those games that every time I play it, I go, why don't I play this more?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. And the funny part is because it's been maybe 2 months since I played. Maybe not that long. Maybe a month and a half. And I played my turn, and I was like, oh, that was fast. That's it? Am I forgetting something? Because it's, a little foggy on the rules. But no, I wasn't. It was just I forgot how fast and good this game is. But that's Roll. We love it.
That is good. Let's roll... I can't give up the game yet, so never mind. I was gonna do a segue.
You could have.
I could have, but I decided not to. All right, so my number. Now I forgot what number it is.
Roll through
number
the
16.
ages.
Yeah. Dang it! You just did it for me, you son of a gun.
It's not Roll Through the Ages, though.
It isn't Roll Through the Ages. You're right. It is Through the Ages, a new story of civilization. Now you've got me all flustered.
It's the new Forum Trajanum. Trajan Forum.
Through the Ages, a new story of civilization.
I'm not going to edit any of this, by the way.
Oh, I don't want you to. I love it. It is, I guess, my heaviest game left on the list. 4.37, ranked 4th overall. Through the Ages is a fantastic, basically card-based action game where you are going through the ages.
There we go.
From like Moses to Bill Gates. It is a blast. You're building up armies. You're getting new technologies. You're building theaters. I mean, it's just fun. It is a long game, but I really like Through the Ages, and I really like the app, which you've played the app.
Right. I've not played the physical version. I played the app.
You like it?
I do. And I think it's really thematic. I think I would like the physical copy better than the app, even though the app is really good. But
you can't see everything laid out
right,
as well.
Right, that's exactly right. But the one thing that's really missing for me is the exploration aspect. And that's the thing that makes it not make my... Well, one, I didn't play the physical copy, but also the fact that I don't have the exploration aspect of it.
What do you want to explore?
new lands. I want to.
If I'm going
to build up a civilization, I want to, like in the video game Civilization, start from scratch and then just build something up. You're exploring, finding these new places that have these resources that you want. I want all of that. I think this game does a lot of what I want in a Civ game, but it's not. I don't have a Civ game, I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
Then maybe you should design it.
My cry for a good Civ game. I haven't played them all either, so I've not played Nations or Civilization.
You haven't played.
Yeah. Tapestry's coming out. I'm hoping to pick that up because I really have high expectations for that.
Me too.
Not to steal thunder on Through the Ages.
As do I.
Through the Ages is a great game.
Yes, it is. Number 16 for you.
Speaking of Civ games, my number 16 is Gentes.
Gentes.
Yeah. Gentes is a Civ game, but it's a lot more abstracted than like Through the Ages or any of the other ones that we just talked about.
And you're not like going through a vast,
correct,
a long bunch of different civilizations.
Right. You're not. You stick to a pretty small period of time, and even in that, it's what the pieces that you're building, like the catapult and things like that. At least for me, that theme doesn't shine through in those different technologies that you're building, but it's okay because the game's a lot of fun. So I love this game not for being a Civ game, but just because it's a really, really good game. John's already talked about this in his top 50, but that time aspect of this game is what really, really gets me. That time as a currency, as much as what gold is in this game, and I think that's fantastic. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it leads to a lot of great decisions to make.
Yeah.
Or decisions that you're like, you take reluctantly, but it is what it is,
Yeah.
And then you want to get the action before the other people and blah, blah, blah. It's cool.
It's very cool.
Very good. All
Gentes.
right. Yes, Gentes is number 16 on your list. So number 15 on my list is another game that came out last year. So there's several games that have come out this year. This is a game that you really, really like.
Okay.
And it was a game that you weren't as excited about. But then it was like, oh, this game is glorious. And that is Root.
Oh, okay. That's actually, I was going to guess Root, but I didn't know that was...
Which is 44 overall already, 8.1 on Board Game Geek. That's pretty high. I like it. And Root, you are these different factions. It's an asymmetric war game, basically. And the cool thing about it is, that I like about it, is the factions play so differently. There's a programming faction. There's factions that start with Marquis de Cat all over the board. Factions that start with one piece or something on the board. Or you can even be the Vagabond with one piece total. So there's just a lot of different things to explore when you're playing Root. And I really feel like everything's well balanced. Fun game. And the woodland creatures, I'm a sucker for some sweet woodland creatures. The art is killer on that game.
All right.
You don't want to say anything about it.
I don't want to talk about
because it might or might not be on your list.
I will say this. I was dead wrong about this game. Either that is when I didn't like it or when I did like it. I was dead wrong about one of those choices that I made.
We'll find out.
Or we won't.
Right. By the end of the list, if it's not on there, we will find out.
That is true. We will find out at some point.
Yes.
All right.
Number 15.
Number 15 is one that I have a suspicion is probably higher on John's list. That is Terraforming Mars.
It's out of this world.
Yeah, it is out of this world. This game is a lot of fun. Terraforming Mars is exactly what it sounds like. You are terraforming Mars, and you are you're raising the temperature through the forest that you put on, and raising the oxygen level as well, and doing all of these cool things so that you can make Mars habitable, right? And the cool thing is it's totally a card playing game. You have a board and you're building up pieces on the board, but a lot of it comes through the card play.
Most of your actions are.
Most of it's through the card play. But the theme that shines through in those cards is really cool. So, for example,
really cool.
Like you might be able to have this, pets or something like that, or some kind of an animal card that you're playing. But you can't have the animals on the planet until the oxygen level or the temperature reaches a certain point. And so the game has this progression through the cards, which I think is fantastic. And it's just a really fun game. It is I've mentioned this in the past, but Euros that are heavy in theme tend to draw me in, and this is one of those games for sure.
Yeah, I won't say too much about it, except for I really love it, because I will not hide behind the fact that it is definitely higher on my list.
It is amazing.
Great game. All right, so number 14 on my list is a game that just recently It's ranked number 159 overall. I'll say that. It just recently came out with a new version of the game, and I know that Dean loves this game, and I do as well. He roped me into the goodness of Imperial Settlers. I just kind of.
I thought you were going to say Imperial Soul, which I also enjoy.
Settlers. Yeah, Imperial Settlers. You got your faction. You got your deck of cards. You're taking resources. You're putting them into the cards into your tableau. You're taking workers, putting on actions, and you're really just going through and trying to play all these cards, almost as many as you can to a degree. Mm-hmm. While you, in Imperial Settlers, the original, you're attacking your opponent and trying to destroy their buildings. And it plays really fun, and it's that whole engine building. I only have these many resources, so how can I make this work to get the cards out that I want? Super fun.
Yeah, don't let the art fool you. This is a nasty game. It is
definitely can be.
Sure. The original one for sure can be. Empires of the North is a lot less nasty. You're not destroying cards, but you are tapping them so that people can't take actions. But man, this is a fun game. All those in that universe are fun.
Empires of the North. I'm going to mention really quick. I know that it's not Imperial Settlers, but I came up with a list before that game actually came out. It is fun, and it might be, I still haven't decided, I've got them rated the same right now, but I think it's better than Imperial Settlers. So if that's something that you're interested in, we actually did a YouTube video on that game. Yeah. It ramps up way faster, it's not as nasty, and I'll leave it at that because Dean may or may not want to talk about it more.
All right. My number 14, that's where we're at, right?
Yep.
14 is a Richard Breeze game, and this is my one and only key game on here, and that is Keyflower. What are you doing?
Feeling the breeze, giving you the breeze.
Oh, I got you. Not that kind of breeze. Keyflower is one that we talked about early on in our podcast, and one of the things that I mentioned was how this game makes me feel. And it's weird that it makes me feel so calm and relaxed because it's a pretty... it's a Euro through and through. This is a Euro game, but the way that you can block other players out of their actions,
it's nasty, bro.
It is a nasty game. It is, but it's fun, and it's one that I enjoy playing at Thanksgiving because of the theme of the Mayflower Thanksgiving theme, all that.
You just made me hungry.
But it's just the way that it makes me feel. I like it.
It's the same reason that people are into a nasty game like Root, just because it has cute woodland creatures. Because Keyflower has this really cool, like, just chill art.
Yeah.
It makes you feel, like, more zen. But, I mean, you're playing your meeple, you're auctioning, you're playing them on other people's cities, which can hose you big time.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I feel tense when I play that game, actually.
Yeah, okay, I get that. But I also, I don't always play that way. You know, I mean, I'm just playing for fun more than anything. But it's the auction pieces of it, placing out the tiles in a way that helps you out, and the puzzliness of that. And that's a small part of it. But the auction piece and the worker placement, I really enjoy. So anyway, regardless of what it does, how it makes me feel, I just love this game.
There you go. Speaking of auction games, I have a fantastic auction game that I don't think is on Dean's list, but I do think he enjoys this game. And it has been around since 2004. Let's see. Yep, 2004. In my opinion, it is Freedom and Frieza's most glorious game of all, and that is Power Grid. Power Grid is so much fun. You're bidding on these power plants, and you're you're spreading out all over the cities, all over this board, and you're trying to power as many cities as you can with the plants as most efficiently as possible. And what I love about Power Grid is, if you have players that are playing that everyone knows what they're doing, generally, it is so tight when it comes to scores. Like, the last time I played this game on 4th of July, 3 out of 4 of us were 1 point off. It was down to a tiebreaker, and I didn't win, and who cares, because I had a great time playing it. Now, I will say the negative is, one of my brother-in-laws played with us who messed up early in the game. I don't think there are catch-up mechanisms built into Power Grid, but I think if you're playing with people who know what they're doing and they take a lead, it's near impossible to come back. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. I really enjoy Power Grid. I think more so for me, it's just lack of plays. I need to play this more to know if it's if it's way up there. But my plays have been really good. I enjoy.
You like auction games too. You like that aspect, and not purely auction games, but you Keyflower, how it has a piece
it has
of
an
that
element that's not.
I think you would really like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do like it, but the part that kind of holds it back for me, and this is again from lack of plays, is when I have played it, I've been able to know who the winner is going to be pretty early on, and that's because I'm just not very good at this game. Probably.
I think that's accurate. That's what I think when I play the game. If someone jumps out to a nice lead, again, there are catch-up mechanisms absolutely built in, but I don't know if they're enough sometimes to come back and catch up. But anyways.
Yep. All right.
If you haven't played it a lot.
Right.
If you've played it a lot, then I think you can figure it out sometimes. But anyway.
Sure. All right, my number 13 is a very thematic game set in the Wild Wild West, and you are taking on the role of different characters, and it is a sandbox game called Western Legends.
What number is this?
13.
Western Legends is 13 overall.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Wow. I'm not hating on the game. I'm just surprised that it is that high on your list.
Well, the reason why it's that high on my list is because it's an amazing game. That's really what it boils down to. I love theme in games, and this is chock full of it. And you can do whatever you want in this game to win, and I just think that's fun. I don't have a lot of games like this in my collection where, if I want to just go rob banks, or if I want to go the high road and go, the sheriff, the marshal route and go around trying to bring in the bad guys. Like, there's lots of different routes that you can take in this game.
Get some money and party.
That's right. You can do anything in this game, and I think it's a lot of fun. I'm super excited about the expansion that's coming up. I think that's going to add even more of the things that I like about it. But I won't turn down a play of this game. I just think it's a lot of fun.
I like Western Legends, but I like it with the right people.
Yes.
If you don't have the right group of people, I've had a game or two that wasn't very much fun. But when everyone gets really into it, it is really fun. I like it.
I can say that about a lot of really thematic games that I enjoy, that I really need to play with the right people. And the funny thing is, I have sometimes set groups for set types of games. That I have the horror genre games that I play with a very specific group of people, and we have a blast playing those games. But they wouldn't enjoy this very much, and so for this one, I've got some other friends that I really enjoy playing this with.
There you go.
You're not one of them. I'm just kidding. You like this game.
I do like this game.
Yeah.
I enjoy this game. So number 12 on my list is a game that's been around since 2015. It is number 19 overall, and old Stegmeyer, that fella puts out some pretty mean games. And he's, as you mentioned, Tapestry coming out. I'm super excited about that. But this is, even though it was 2015, it feels like a classic. In the board gaming world, man, I mean, this is, 4 years old or something like that? And it feels like a classic, and that's Viticulture.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It's because it is. It's a great game.
It's a great game. The theme is, so much fun. I remember when I played it the first time, just oh man, I'm this vine. We have a vineyard, and I've got to plant my vines and dress my vines or whatever, take the wine off and age it, and make the wine first, then age it, and you got the cards that you're playing, that worker placement game, and I really enjoy that. I like how you have your workers, and you have a Grande worker to where you're trying to decide, okay, yeah, well, I can go ahead and go here, but should I save this for the winter? I think that's one of my favorite parts of the game, is having the different seasons. And so you have this set of actions you can do in the summer or spring. Then you have this set of actions that you do. Am I getting the seasons right?
Well,
they're just so high on
with
the
expansions,
list.
You have all 4 seasons. But
Yeah,
you have the
you
winter
do.
and the
Yeah,
summer.
no, you do. But I'm talking about the worker placement actions. Is it winter that you do the other worker placement? I thought that was accurate. Man, you guys are dude, this guy doesn't even know this game.
Have you even played this game, bro?
One time only. No, I'm just kidding. Played a lot. I love it. But I like how it's, because there's a lot of worker placements where the board's just open and you can go. And here it's not. You got to go, okay, how many workers do I save for winter? And you have that tension of, if I save for winter, but then he really wants to do a lot in that, then I get hosed because now I can't put him in the spots I wanted to. So anyway, love it.
Yeah, and that you mentioned this, but that piece of getting the first, being the first player for that round has become so important.
That's cool.
In Fresco, that's where this idea came from, is Fresco. You get up early in the morning. but your benefits for getting up, for being the first player aren't as high as if you have that, the get
Those
up
are fun
later in the morning.
choices.
Why am I stumbling through this so much? But I really enjoy. That's one of my favorite ways of figuring out the start player in a game. I think.
Oh, I love that.
Fresco and
I'm with you
Viticulture.
100%.
It's fantastic. I really, really like this game as well. It's also the solo. I don't play a lot of solo games, but solo Viticulture is one that I will. Actually, a lot of.
I don't think I've ever played solo Viticulture.
It's a lot of fun. It's really it can be pretty challenging too. So anyway.
Right.
My number, let's see, we're at number 12, is another Eric Lang game. I think Eric Lang probably has more spots on my top 50 list than any other designer. This is one that...
Pretty sure that's definitely true.
Came out last year in 2018, and that's Rising Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Rising Sun is very much a dudes on the map game where you are vying for control to get different bonuses, and when you have different people, your characters out on the map, then you're going to be battling. And the battling aspect of this game I think is a lot of fun. It's because you have your coins and you are kind of bidding for these different spots in this battle phase, and so you can really go heavy on one of these aspects in order to kind of manipulate how that battle is gonna pan out. And so the thing I like about that is that even if I'm going to lose this battle, what you can do is take your guys out, or you can capture another player from another battle. There's different aspects that you can take, so that even if you have not a lot of characters there, if you have a lot of money, you can still potentially do pretty well, or at least get some points out of it. So I enjoy that. Now it does slow the game down a little bit, that battle phase, but I love it. I really enjoy it.
I wish I could comment on this game, but I've never played Rising Sun, so...
Yep, it's a lot of fun, and they announced the third of the trilogy, Ankh. That's coming out. The Kickstarter's starting later this year. That I'm super pumped about it.
I'm looking forward to that one as well. All right, we're going to go to the last one of this video.
Last one, number 11.
Number 11 is a game that I know Mr. Dunning likes a lot, and that is a Stefan Feld game again, but it is, I believe, my last Feld game on this list.
Wow.
I'm looking, yes. And that is, this one, right?
I don't think you've said Castles of Burgundy.
I haven't said Castles of Burgundy because it is my, I think, overall favorite. It's so hard, isn't it?
It is.
You play a game, you're like, okay, and you're like trying to make those decisions. But in Castles of Burgundy, the mechanics are super simple. You're rolling dice, and you have choices on actions based on what you roll on your dice, and then you're taking tiles and you're placing them into an area. But one of the actions is actually rolling that number to be able to place it onto your city or whatever, your town or whatever it's called. So it's simple mechanics, but there's a lot of choices in this game because there's a lot of buildings that can go into your town. And so, but it's just fun. It's a great game.
It is. And I've introduced this to a lot of new people too, that it's because it's a simple idea. You're just rolling dice, and with those dice, you do the action, and anyone can really grasp that, even if you're not much of a gamer. And I love this game. It's a lot of fun.
It is great.
With the caveat, I don't always want to play this with 4 players. I would much rather play this at 2 or maybe 3. But if I'm going to play with 4, it's going to be people that know the game really well.
I would say the only thing that dings it a little bit for me, this is number 11.
Dings it?
That's what I say when something's bad. I don't say ding. I say dings it.
You really...
You
shrewded it.
You did. All right, so the only thing that I did, because I had this at a 10 for me for a while, and I knocked it down to a 9.5 because there are so many buildings here. And as many times as I play Castles, if I put it, if I haven't played it in 2 or 3 months, which happens all the time because we play a million games, I have to always pull that building list and I have to constantly check, okay, what is that building again? What is that building again? And that's the only thing that... But then again, it gives it the variety, right?
Yeah.
And the replayability. So maybe I'm complaining about something I shouldn't.
Maybe. But I think this game, definitely you need a cheat sheet for this, even if you've played it a lot. So
For sure.
All right, my number 11 is, how about this, another Eric Lang game. This is a Mike Elliott and Eric Lang game. This is I think the only collectible game that I have on my list, maybe. And that is Dice Masters. John doesn't like Dice Masters.
So many people like that game, though.
Because it's really good.
Yeah.
And
I'll comment after you comment.
Dice Masters has some deck construction, and along with that, it's like a deck builder with dice. So it's a dice building game, and you construct your deck, and you have all these cards out on the table up to like 8, and with those cards, you have dice, and as you are rolling your dice, you can purchase new dice to put in your bag, and you're also using those dice to battle. And it's a head-to-head game. You can play it you can play 4-player game, but I don't play it that way. I just don't like it as much that way. I like head-to-head. This is one that my wife and I enjoy quite a bit, and I like that you can do different universes. So we have a lot of the Marvel stuff. We have some of the DC stuff. And we can, mix and match with those. I like it a lot.
I just don't know if it's my style of game. Like, I remember I played it, I got it, like, recently. Maybe June or May or something like that. My son is all super into Marvel, which is fantastic. And I was like, hey, let's get Dice Masters, let's try it out. And I just didn't get the feels. I just thought, I don't really know what to say or how to really pinpoint it. It was just like, I had all these people that are like, oh man, you're going to love this, you're going to get all into it. And I was like, eh.
Okay.
So this is probably one of those that we disagree with. One of the most.
That's probably right. Yeah, and if you're not really into, here's the thing, I've never played Magic, so I don't have that to compare to, but a lot of those like head-to-head card games, there's a lot that I really don't like, but I think a lot of it for me is the universe of this. My wife loves this, which helps a lot too. But the theme in this is fun because we really like Marvel stuff, and so you can build your teams up with, what was it, the Captain America one where it was. What was the name of the one where they were fighting against each other?
Civil War.
Civil War. So when that came out, we built 2 different teams based on those teams from Civil War, which was a lot of fun for us. So every time one of those movies comes out, it kind of rejuvenates this game for us.
I think if you're really into the Marvel movies and stuff and into the comics, I think you might actually really enjoy this. I collected comics growing up, loved them. I think the Marvel movies are good, but they're not like, blah. I've seen almost all of them. But I don't get all super jacked up. Because some of them just aren't that great. They're just okay.
Nope.
People get on the hype train.
They're all great.
And if you step back and really go, is this a great movie? There's times whenever you got to go. Some of them are. There are some really good ones in there. There's no doubt about it.
Well, this is a board game YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I guess we should shut this one down, huh?
Not a movie review channel for the insane, because the Marvel movies are amazing. All right, that was the last word. That's the end of the video.
Good, not great. Okay. Good, not great.
All right, that's our next 10. So we're down.
Final top 10 coming up, baby.
So next week will be our top 10 list to come out, and then beyond that, I don't know, we might just have to shut the channel down because I don't know what we can do beyond that.
Do top 10 Marvel movies.
Maybe we'll do that. But that's going to do it for this episode. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, please, and also you can connect with us on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Meepletown Games. Also, Board Game Geek Guild
3407.
3407. Thanks for coming down to Meepletown.